Well, guys, as you know, Charles Oliveira is officially out of his fight against Islam Makhachev next weekend at UFC 294, and he will be replaced by none other than Alexander Volkanovski for this massive rematch for the UFC lightweight belt. Here now with us, a man who has trained and continues to train legends and champions such as Cain Velasquez, Luke Rockhold, Daniel Cormier, Khabib Nurmagomedov, Usman Nurmagomedov, and the man himself, Islam Makhachev, head of AKA Javier Mendez. Welcome back, man. How are you? You look like you're sitting in a throne.
I am. I kind of am sitting on a throne. These chairs are huge. Look, see how big it is. It still goes.
You got to be like 9 foot tall to reach the top of that. Who are they building it for?
Me? No, I'm just joking.
The hotel for ants. Javier, man, crazy turn of events in the last 24 hours or so. So let's kick it off from the beginning. I got to find out, where were you when you got the news that Charles Oliveira was out and Alex Volkanovski was in? How did you find out?
I found out from Helen Yee's podcast. Helen Yee's the one that texts me, goes, "Javi, can you confirm that Charles is out?" And I'm like, "What?" And everybody was asleep over here, so I couldn't speak to nobody for a couple hours when I got this. And it wasn't until I met with all the guys around our time, about 10:30, that I found out that, yeah, it was true that Charles had a nasty cut and he had to withdraw.
So at that time when you found out, did you even know that Alex was in, or all you knew was that Charles was out?
No, Helen said something about that Alex was in, that I confirmed. And so, yeah, I kind of knew it was Alex. And kudos to them for stepping up on a short notice, you know, and also give us credit too, because normally people, when you have such a tough opponent, they won't take it. They'll back out. John Jones, when Victor Belfort got injured, Chael Sonnen was the replacement, and they completely turned that fight down. They had to reschedule the whole thing. So, Khabib has his guys trained properly. If you're the champion, it doesn't matter who's in front of you. If they make the weight, you're the champion. There's a reason why they call you the champion. You fight whoever. Whoever the UFC picks is qualified, you fight them. And it's as simple as that. You're supposed to be ready to defend your title, so if you're the champion, right, then it makes sense that you got to defend against all comers.
Yeah, it was great. Oh, sorry. You go, Dennis.
Oh, well, I was just going to ask. Okay, so Helen Yee's messaged you. She does a great job, by the way. What's the reaction, though? What is actually happening in your brain or like in your body as you find that out? Because that's pretty... That's like a shocking thing, man. We were all shocked. I couldn't imagine what you were feeling.
And you just woke up to this as well. Great news when you first wake up.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that I wish this to happen or something, because I'm the one that was talking about, for me, this is the fight that I think needs to happen, because, I wanted this fight for me, personally, not for Islam. Islam will fight anybody, but I wanted this one for me, because I felt that there was unfinished business. Not that I was thinking, we didn't win. We did win. We won clearly in my eyes. We won clearly. And I think in everybody's eyes, if they watch it, turn the volume off, watch the fight, and you'll see that Islam won the majority of every round. And it wasn't for the last 45 seconds of the fifth round. He definitely lost that one. But other than that, but still, there's too much, know this, know that. So I just want clarity. I want clarity, and Islam deserves, in my opinion, to be pound for pound number one, and this will justify that, So it's a tough challenge for both of these guys, you can accept it on short notice, that's great, but you taking the fight on short notice, that's incredible too. But also the fact that he was getting ready to defend his featherweight title does help tremendously.
Yeah, for sure. I was going to say, like, people were looking forward to Charles versus Islam, but like for you, like you mentioned, you said this is what you wanted next. Is this almost like a better case scenario? Is this like the better fight that could have happened?
For me, yes, 100%. And for the fans, I think so too. I think for the UFC, I think they had a great main event. Now they got a way better main event. They got in my opinion, the all-time greatest rivalry in the champion versus champion UFC history.
I just got to quickly circle back to Alex, because I saw that Gamrot was the backup for this fight. Any sort of insight as to why he wasn't the guy that stepped in? Like, what kind of information were you getting about that? Or even like a Justin Gaethje, for example?
Not getting nothing on Gamrot. I just found out that he was the backup. So, hey, at the end of the day, we may end up having to fight him. Who cares? Whatever.
Yeah.
Bring him on too. It doesn't matter. Islam's ready to fight anybody. You guys remember, I've always said Islam changes directions on just like against Moises. We were out walking out, and then we changed the game plan as we're walking out. Well, that's because Islam's that good. So as long as he's in shape, he's healthy, and he wants to fight, it doesn't matter. We can game plan this plan. We can change it. We can change it round to round, minute to minute. We can do anything we want with him because he will listen and he will execute.
How much time, like you personally as a coach, how much time have you spent thinking about this rematch, even though it wasn't booked? Like, how much time have you just found yourself being like, man, I would have done this differently, I would have done that differently, or like, oh man, like I saw this in the fight, now we know this. Like, how much time have you dedicated to sort of thinking about this rematch before obviously the last 48 hours when this is all, made official?
None.
Really? None at all?
I don't spend time on it. No, it's over, and I moved on. So when the fight happens, then and even I'm not even thinking about how we're going to approach this. I already know how we're going to approach it. Islam already knows how we're going to approach this fight. So no, I don't spend time because when I used to do what you're talking about, I couldn't sleep. It freaking drive me nuts. I had no sleep, no this, because, oh man, what if I F up? Oh man, it's the worst, the absolute worst, So I try to maintain my composure and relax and, hey, just act on the moment. Don't think about something that hasn't happened, just act on the moment.
I feel like in the first fight, I got the sense from Islam that he wanted to kind of go out there and stop Alex early, and then it went into the 5 rounds, and it was sort of, I feel like in a way, Islam was impressed with some of the stuff that Alex brought into this fight. I wonder, how similar do you think will this rematch look compared to that first fight in Perth, especially with Islam already being in there with Alex, feeling him out, sort of knowing exactly what he's getting in there with next weekend?
Well, I think you're going to see, like last time, you're going to see one incredible fight by two incredible champions that's going to deliver just like they did the first one. That's what I think you're going to see. You're going to see incredible fighters deliver, and not just fighters, champions that are going to deliver what the fans came to see. That's what I think you're going to see.
Well, I was going to say, what are you expecting from Volkanovski this time around? Because this is it's different circumstances, the short notice. What do you think he's going to do?
He's going to do more. He's going to take chances. He's going to take more chances than last time. He's not going to be worried about the takedowns because, he's obviously survived the ground last time. And he also did his best work on the ground, not in the stand-up. So he's not going to be afraid of anything. And that's the one thing I feel he's going to do is he's going to come. And he's going to come throwing to, no, he's not going to be too cautious. He's just going to come because he feels he can handle whatever Islam has to throw. But we'll see. I mean, you can feel whatever you want to feel, but when you're in there, it's not what I think. It's not what you think. It's not what anybody thinks. It's what these two are going to do. And can they handle it? I'm saying yes, but, who knows?
Like logic would tell you that because Alex hasn't had, the proper camp going into this, maybe there'll be more action from him earlier on in the fight. Do you see this fight going all 5 rounds, or do you sort of see Islam potentially capitalizing in those later rounds because Alex maybe hasn't had the right sort of camp for this, so he might not be the same in that 4th or 5th round, even though he always has great cardio?
Well, that great cardio isn't going to allow him to fade at any time, unless he's being damaged. He's not going to fade. So if he's not being damaged very much, he's going to go 5 rounds. So I'm expecting a 5-round war. Like last time, so that's what I'm expecting. I don't like going early rounds or this and that. I like going the full distance, so my mind and my is engaged throughout the whole 5 rounds. So I have to respect how great of a champion he is, and I have to continue to respect that, like I did last time. I have to respect him again, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to disrespect how great he is. And we're going to finish him the 1st or 2nd round. Nope, in my eyes, no way.
You got to think it also says a lot about him as well, right? To take this fight on short notice. What was sort of your read about like the kind of person, the kind of opponent that is willing to step up against, not just anyone, Islam Makhachev of all people, on such short notice? What as a coach, as a guy who's been around fighters all your life, what's your read?
Well, my read is, hey, we got to give us credit for taking the fight on short notice.
Yeah.
Like I said, a lot of people wouldn't do it. So it's not like, oh, he's doing this. We are too. So hey, it's even. We're even. We're both taking the fight. We're both even. We're both even on this. So to me, I don't give him any more credit than I give us credit for taking the fight.
Mm. If Islam wins next weekend, are you seeing this as the end of this feud? Like, is this the end of these fights? Do we see another fight down the line? Is this it if Islam wins?
We don't know because, I can't predict what's going to happen after the fight. I mean, the UFC is going to dictate what they're going to want to do, right? I mean, hey, look, listen, I wanted the rematch right after that fight. What did we get? We didn't get the rematch. We got what the UFC wanted. So we're going to get what the UFC decides they want to do, and they're going to offer who they want to offer. Winning the fight is our objective goal. We're there to win, and I feel we're going to win. So who we get, I don't know. Is it the end? I don't know, because it's all going to depend on what's the outcome, right? If the outcome is exactly the way it's supposed to be from our sides, who knows? I don't know. I really don't know. That's a hard question to answer because, it's the unknown.
I just want to ask you this from your perspective, because maybe Islam feels a little bit differently, but I feel like he's in the same mindset as this.
I forgot. I got to get going, guys. The training started.
Oh, you got to get going?
Yeah. That's what Islam was looking at me like, coach, let's go. And I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, I got
okay. So Islam's right there, sitting there, watching you talk about the
fight. Yeah. No, they don't know. They don't know what I'm doing, but I'm all in the back and I'm going, oh crap, I gotta go. So I'm sorry, you guys. I gotta get going. I will talk to you guys again soon if you guys want to talk about.
Yeah. Do you want to? Let's talk after the fight. Let's talk after the fight then.
Okay, we'll talk after the fight.
Thanks, Hav.
I'll talk to you guys then. Bye. All right, bye.
Okay, well, that wasn't exactly what we expected. I guess we'll be chatting to Javier the minute the fight is over and finishing off the rest of the questions that we had for him. Nevertheless, look, without further ado, obviously, you guys want to know where to watch the fights, UFC 294. I mean, let us know in the comments, arguably, maybe even a better main event before the rematch that a lot of people wanted. Where are you going to watch it? You're going to watch it at the pub with your friends. Maybe watch it for free, get a meal, get a beer while you're at it. Our good friends at Fanzo are helping you find the ideal location. Don't forget, you've also got Tim Tszyu as well fighting this weekend. Big weekend for the Aussies. And Fanzo available all around the world. You open up the app, it's free, and it gives you the locations near your area of what kind of pubs and venues are showing the fights or whatever event you choose. It shows you how many screens, if there's commentary, if there's a beer garden, if they offer Wi-Fi, all sorts of things that you want to know. Our good friends fans are helping you find the best place to watch UFC 294. Isn't that right, Dennis?
That's right, man. It's the ultimate venue finder. Click the link in the description below and secure your spot for the Tim Tszyu fight this weekend. And most importantly, UFC 294 is going to go off, so find the perfect venue thanks to Fanzo.
That's right. And before we sign off, our good friends at Manscaped, Halloween around the corner. Make sure your spooky ballsack isn't the only smooth thing on you. Make sure the face as well. And they've got the Handyman, brand new from Manscaped, keeping everything nice and smooth, especially the neck beard. A phenomenal beard trim. I'll be honest with you, I never used like a razor on the neck beard part. I would trim everything, and then this would just be as short as possible with the beard trimmer. But you're not supposed to use like, the beard trimmer for it. You're supposed to use something like this, a proper actual, one of these ones. Manscaped helping you out. You don't need to have a big mess like you used to in the past. You can make it super smooth as silk, and the Handyman gets you there. Get 20% off ahead of Halloween with the code submission. Isn't that right, Dennis?
That's right, man. Get the ghosts out of your pants thanks to Manscaped. Like you said, 20% off, code word submission. Unbelievable products. Change your game forever thanks to Manscaped.
That's right. With that said, we'll see you guys soon for the UFC 294 preview.